What is up, guys? It's Booba, and I'm back with another review. So normally I do review movies my sister or my friends recommend to me, but in this case, it's a movie I actually found on my own. In the Shadow of Iris, or in French, Iris. The wife of a rich banker disappears in Paris, and a young mechanic in debt may be linked to the abduction. However, as the case unfolds before their eyes, the investigators realize they are still far from understanding the truth. This movie was amazing in my eyes, and here's why. Also, spoiler warning. I will be going through the movie in detail, but I will leave some things out for the sake of time. So we start off with Antoine, the rich banker, out to lunch with his wife Iris. There's just something about this guy's face that annoyed me for some reason. But anyway, they finish eating and he's paying the bill. Iris goes out for a smoke and says she'll wait outside. He finishes paying and she's gone. He makes sure to ask around and even leave her a voicemail as he's leaving the restaurant to go back to work to verify if anyone has seen her, but to no avail. We cut to another location and we hear loud knocking on a mechanic named Max's door. And look who it is. Iris. She gives him what she calls the first 10,000 euros and assures him nothing will go wrong with the plan. He ties her to a chair to make her look like she's been kidnapped and snaps a quick shot. After this is done, he contacts Antoine, who was at work, and makes his demands. He tells the pleading Antoine he wants 500,000 euros and that if he contacts the police, she dies. You can tell that something is off with Max, like this isn't his character. Remember that Iris is voluntarily cooperating and it seems to be her plan. Antoine contacts the police. They bombard him with questions as they're trying to figure out who the kidnapper could be. They believe he might know the culprit as someone who has a grudge against him or the bank he works for. He also tells the police that he is willing to pay the 500,000 euros without hesitation. Max contacts Antoine and gives him the meetup location, train station, 9:54 p.m. He also tells him what train to take. So mind you, the train station is full of undercover cops. Max is nervous as hell waiting for Antoine to get on the train, but he never does because the investigators told him not to. So quick side note, when Iris went to Max's workshop where they met up, they did leave to go to somewhere I'd like to call a hideout, and that's where they took the pictures and everything like that and did the stages of the phone call and everything. So the plan is ruined. Max goes back to the hideout to tell Iris that he chickened out and that he didn't have the money. But guess what? She's dead. Also, the cops are banging on the door of the hideout. He hides the body and tells him he got into an argument with his significant other. But what is going on? While he's driving to get rid of the body, you get a few flashbacks of how Iris approached him and confirmation that this was, in fact, her plan. He gets rid of the body. While he's spending time with his son, he decides to trail Antoine. He follows him to what we soon learn to be a gentleman's club. The police catch up with Max, and we learn that Antoine is trying to repossess his house because he cannot make the payments on his mortgage. They ask for his whereabouts the day of the kidnapping and leave to verify his alibis. His debt made him a suspect. He goes to a bar and sees a news reporting on the kidnapping of Iris, but notices something. He goes to dig up the body and realizes that it's not Iris, or better yet, not the Iris he knows. Whoa. Now we're back at Antoine's work, and guess who came in to see him? Iris. He tells her that it's only going to be a little while longer and that she should stay hidden. Max trails Antoine again, and this was maybe one of the funniest or most awkward chase scenes I have ever seen in my life. It really made me laugh so hard. Anyways, since Max isn't really hiding it, Antoine figures out he's being trailed. He jumps off the train as the doors close on Max. Little did he know that Max knew about the gentleman's club. And as Max pays a visit to this gentleman's club, guess who we see dancing her behind off over there? You guessed right, it's Iris. But they don't call her Iris, they call her Claudia. Interesting. We find out that when Max left to do the deal, she pulled a switcheroo, but the reasons are not yet clear. The cops make contact with Antoine and tell him that they contacted his wife's therapist. She confided in her therapist that he might be into some freaky things, and she was not really happy in the relationship, sexually. So they grill him some more, and they leave. Max directly confronts Antoine. He asks Antoine why he chose to set him up, of all people. Antoine tells him that it's because he knew he'd do it. He didn't expect him to get the body out of the apartment, though. He said he used an algorithm to basically find a loser, someone who's in debt, broke, and has a criminal record. He was looking for a failure at life who was desperate. He then offers to pay all his debts if he takes the heat for his wife's murder. He then offers him 200,000 euros and says, "Don't worry, my guy, I'll take care of you." But remember, Antoine doesn't know that Max knows about Claudia. Max follows Claudia after one of her shifts, abducts her, and brings her back to the hideout. She tells him that she's a victim too. One day, when she was whipping the shit out of Antoine, Iris walked in on them. Iris, filled with rage, attacks Claudia. They tussle. Claudia hits her across the head with a metal object. Iris dies. Max makes contact with Antoine again. He tells him he has Claudia. He says if he wants her back, he has to pay 500,000 euros for real now. And since he's such a failure at life, he has nothing to lose, so he's serious. The police bust the doors to Max's workshop open, but he's not there. Antoine and Max meet at a park, and Antoine gives him the 500,000 euros. Max then tells him that Claudia is at the hideout. Antoine goes to the hideout, but Claudia isn't there. What does he find? He does find the body of his late wife, Iris. Max duped him, got 500k, and left him with the body. As Antoine is attempting to bury the body himself, the cops are making their way to his house. Realizing there is no time left, he shoots himself in the head. Max's ordeal is over. Claudia asks him, "What's next?" And to her surprise, he gives her half of the $500,000, or 500,000 euros, and they both go their separate ways. The end. This was amazing in my eyes, this movie. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I didn't know what to expect, especially when Max came back and Iris is dead, or who we think is Iris is dead. So it was really like, whoa, what is going on? So I did enjoy it, all the loopholes, all the twists and turns and everything. I think the main cast did an amazing job. Their acting was phenomenal. The person who wrote this, phenomenal. There's a few things I didn't touch on, like Max, his relationship with his ex-wife and his kid, and also the cops. Those two cops kind of had a flirtatious relationship, although the female cop had a significant other. Yeah, so there was a lot going on, but I did try to make it as compressed as possible, as small as possible. And I hope you did enjoy this review. I will keep them coming. I have another one coming, and I think this one's going to be really good as well. Moral dilemmas, might be the topic. So, yeah, if you like this, if you enjoy it, please, share it, like it, or comments. Let me know what you think. I'd appreciate it. I hope this finds you well.